What's up, guys? So, in this business, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have issues. You're going to lose money on an order. You might get a bad review. There's going to be problems that are going to come up on the amount of stuff that you have to sell, the amount of customer service you have to provide. But it's okay. And let's talk about one of mine today. What's going on, guys? If you're new here, I'm PokeSpark, aka Dylan. I run Spark Card Vault. I run this channel here. I do master sets, stuff like that. I've been venturing into like business stuff and selling TCG, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. I did Magic now, and I like to keep track of it all here for you guys. I just wanted to talk today about a mistake that I made that actually ended up costing me about $60 in profit, not profit, but $60 sale. And I just wanted to talk through how it happened and how I'm going to resolve that in the future and how you should handle any kind of issue that your business may or may not end up having at some point. So I sold a card. I will throw a picture of it up here on the screen. It is from a Magic set, The Last Airbender, or Avatar, The Last Airbender set. It is like a $50 card, $60 card. I think it was closer to $60. I've been venturing in opening sealed Magic and selling the product. It works well. There's profit there and margin, profit. There's profit in quantity. Like the more you open, the closer you're going to get to those EVs. That's a video for another day. But that box, after I scanned all the cards, the rare and mythic. I had $115 in the box. With the cards I scanned, I was close to about $200 in value. That was including this one card. Well, I sold it the other day finally. I've been sitting on it for about 2 or 3 weeks. And I don't know what happened or how, but I cannot find the card. My inventory, I believe, is pretty cut and dry. I think I do a pretty good job at how I manage my inventory and how I keep things like organized, but I just cannot find the card. I went through all of my Magic sets it's a Badger Mole Cub, I think's the name of the card off the top of my head. I went through every Magic set, A, B. I went through every single Magic card that I have in a 5,000 count box. I just can't find the card. And the way I organize my Magic is a little different than how I do Pokemon. I separate the sets, right? So I take the sets, I split them up, A, B, C, D, in 2-letter spaces, and I put cards in between that show A, B, C, D. That way, if I get a card that starts with a D, I know go to C, D. I pull it out. And then on top of that, rare and mythic, I think is what it is, cards, the higher rarity cards, I separate. They go in their own stack away from that in alphabetical order as well. And then on top of that, I separate lands, tokens, and then I do foil. All of my foil cards, whether it's land, common, uncommon, rare, whatever, it goes in its own thing. So I think I did pretty well with that. I take the extra step to make sure that I have, everything separated in a way that if I need to pull a card, it's simple. It should be right where it needs to be. I should be able to just quickly grab it. Unfortunately, in this case, it was not. So I searched through a lot of my cards. Maybe, I remember pulling it and maybe I somehow got it mixed up in my other bulk. I went through stuff for way longer than I probably should have. I probably should have just taken the loss right away. But I really didn't want to, a big thing to me in this business is I like to keep my customer satisfaction as high as possible. I'll talk about another issue that I had here really soon in this video, but it's another problem that I've had with the business in these first 2 months, and obviously I've learned from these problems, and that's what I want to preach to you guys is like, you're gonna have problems. There's gonna be a card that you're maybe you didn't condition it right, and when you went to ship it, you found that it was conditioned wrong. You're going to lose cards, maybe, you know. I mean, I have 13,000 cards right now listed on my website or on my TCG player, and I have another 30, 40, maybe 50,000 cards sitting here getting ready to be listed. I got 5 more sealed boxes of Magic that need to be opened and listed. You know, I have such a vast inventory, and I'm small compared to so many other people, you know. There's going to be problems. You're going to have issues. Something's going to happen somewhere down the line that you're going to run into this. There's going to be something, you know. And that's okay. You know, it happens. You know, in this bulk selling and TCG selling business, we are pushing out so much volume of these cardboard, you know. You're going to have things that are going to happen, you know. And you need to be okay with taking that loss or taking that negative comment, taking that problem, learning from the mistake that it created, or learning from whatever it is and adjusting your process. Maybe I have to do something different in my inventory process, you know, or maybe, you know, I have a bad habit that I need to break of when I get these nice cards, I go through them and I'll have them sit on my desk for a little bit. I'll be doing something, and then if I get pulled because my kid needs something or I have to go do something, I'll leave it on the desk. I'll get back to it, you know, and that's a problem. And I need to get better with that, you know. So it's just something you need to have happen, and you need to be able to grow and adjust your processes to make sure it doesn't happen again. You know, and I refunded the customer that purchased that card. I sent out a nice message explaining the problem, and I didn't hear nothing back. But I don't have any negative feedback on my website, so maybe they just accepted the money back, you know, and moved on about their day. And then so the another issue that I've had, and I've had this twice now, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of what happened here, and I think so these both happened after I became a seller level 4, and you get your CSVs, which is like an Excel sheet, and then you have your it's listed, which I'm going to do a video on how to use the CSVs and stuff like that, but it's listed like, it shows you the card in alphabetical order, the card numbers, the rarity, and then it shows you market price, lowest price, direct, low, whatever, and then you have your quantity, your adding column, like your add to quantity, and then you have your store. It's a bunch of stuff on one Excel sheet, you know. And when you go down through it, so say you have one card, I don't know, just take some random Charizard card, just for example, you know. The very next card below that is going to be the Charizard card, but foil, you know. And so now I've had 2 different instances where I've had, so with that one, I've had a card that I sold that was not foil, but I only had the foil version. I reached out to the customer, explained to them what happened. They were willing. I offered the foil card, no extra cost. Obviously, it was completely my mistake, even though I left some money on the table. I want to make sure that the customer is completely happy with the service that they were given. They accepted that card, no issues, shipped it out. They've received it perfectly fine. And then another one, so when you get those, I've changed how I pulled the CSV, so you can pull them by rarity set as well. And I only pull common and uncommon now, and then I'll do like illustration rares, ultra rare, stuff like that separately. Because if you leave, like say you have a Mudsdale, which is the card that I had a problem with from Temporal Forces, there's a common, there's the uncommon, and then there's the illustration rare, and they'll be in a line on the CSV if you pull it all at once, you know. I somehow accidentally listed the illustration rare card. It's a $6 card. I think I sold it for $5.50, something like that. I seen the order. I went to pack the orders. Card could not find the card. I went through all of my lots that I've purchased just to see if maybe am I just misplacing this card, because it was around the same time these other two issues happened. They like all happened at the same time, and I couldn't find it in any of the bulk lot or the collections that I've purchased. So I knew that I just messed up, you know. So instead of reaching out to the customer this time, I took a long shot. I went to 2 local card stores to me, and I found the card. So I purchased the card off of them, packed it up, shipped it to the customer, made sure they got it. I did not make any money on this card. I bought it for $6 at the card store. I made I think it was like $5.30 something on the sale, plus my shipping costs. I actually lost money on that card. But again, I have got that card out to the customer, and this customer specifically has bought, I wouldn't say 10 different orders from me in the last month, you know. So there's a good thing to have if you need to go the extra mile to help these customers that are willing to help you, you know. I have a customer that has bought 10 orders. I had an issue with one of the cards that they wanted. I made sure that they got it at any cost that I could have, you know. Obviously, if I couldn't have found the card, I would have had to have figured out reached out to them, you know. Thankfully, that didn't happen. I was able to get the card found and shipped out to them, and everything's good, you know. But I mean, so guys, the reason I'm doing this video today is just to explain that there are going to be issues. You're going to have problems, and as long as you know that when they come up, that you're able to take that problem and turn it around and grow from it and change your processes. Make sure that you adjust what caused that problem so that it doesn't happen again or continue to happen in the future, you know. And the more you do this, selling bulk, selling TCG cards, you know, you're going to get better, and it's okay to have issues. It's okay to have problems. Just do your best to alleviate them and make sure that you treat the customers with the respect, and you know, and you'll be good. You know, I still have 100% customer feedback. I've made sure that everybody had their cards that they needed, or if they couldn't get them to them, they reached out to them, explained the issue, you know. So yeah, guys, that's it today. You know, I just wanted to pop in here and give you a quick, like, it's gonna happen, you know, and that way, when it happens to you guys, you understand, hey, it's okay. We will make this work, and we'll grow from it. So thanks for popping in, guys. Also, don't forget, I am throwing in the link down below to the Pro Store. I sell cards under market for you guys. Go ahead and check that out. It might be something on you guys might want. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of pretty neat videos coming out. I'm doing a lot more of the business videos this coming week or so, while we're waiting for the next Pokemon set to come out to do any bigger openings. I have an Ascended Heroes video coming out where I did hit a big SIR, so stay tuned for that. It's pretty exciting. So yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.